And the Clippers starting five. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul is out there with Jay, and it's Navarro in at the three.
Well, you see Blake Griffin, and he is known for his huge dunks and ability to score, but he is a very well-rounded power forward. He's one of the best power forward passers in the league.
Now, here's Ariza, 6 to shoot. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. That's good.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And for Griffin in his passing, often you'll see him set up teammates, Greg, for easy looks and dunks.
And with the amount of times that teams have to double team Griffin, that's huge. I mean, even when he's not scoring due to defenses focusing on him, he can still impact the game with his passing.
Lawson's against Paul. Harden draws the double. Lawson kicks to Moniunas. That is in there. Lawson with the assist.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Navarro. Got a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Harden's got the ball, but they'll get another chance. A shot by Lawson, wide open, and count it from 19 feet away. Lawson's got his first 2 points of the night. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Kevin McHale.
He knows that the challenge for his team in this game will be to slow down Blake Griffin, who he described as instant momentum. With Griffin being such a handful physically, they plan to limit his ability to get any space around the basket and hopefully cut down those powerful drives toward the rim.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And the Rockets with possession here after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Howard. And off there, he misses his first shot of the night. Paul passes to Griffin. Back to Paul from 11 feet away. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's on Moniunas. Last season for Chris Paul, another strong season. Yet quite a year for him in terms of media hype. He was as strong as ever on the court and off the court.
And that's a great point. You know, he did kind of fly under the radar. It's hard to imagine a first-team Hall of Famer in the future could do that, but a lot of it had to do with Steph Curry kind of coming on to the scene, splashing on the scene, if you will. But he is still one of the top point guards in our league.
Here's Navarro. Paul passes to Navarro. Inside, Jordan, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard. You know what, tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
And so here are the Clippers. The pass to Navarro. Poked loose. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last.
Clippers ball.
While we can, let's get a quick check of our 2K leaderboard for a glimpse at one of the NBA's most elite groups. The top three-point shooting wingman in the league. Well, you look at Jay, a dangerous player from three-point land, a great talent with a great release.
I mean, you've got a dilemma when it comes to any of the guys on that list. Stay up tight on them on the perimeter, and you risk them blowing by you. But if you back off, you might get your feelings hurt.
Well, I think you've got to take the first approach, Greg. You got to get up into it. You can't give these guys any space to shoot the three.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round one in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round two.
Now here's Harden. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Here's Navarro. And the three off target.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
And here is Los Angeles now after Monty Eunice's miss. One-on-one fast break. Ariza with the bucket.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Navarro, guarded by Harden. Over in the corner, Paul from 12 feet out. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Here's Lawson. After the basket by Los Angeles. Feeds it to Monty Eunice. Ariza outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
And here are the Rockets now. Clippers able to drain the three. Rocket 6. No good from Lawson. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 15-6 run.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
To the inside, and stolen by Jordan. Passes it to Navarro, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
And so it's Houston with it. The Clippers getting the bucket. Howard misses. Here's Navarro. He has 7 and stolen by Howard. Left side Lawson. Shoots from 14. The second chance effort, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Terrence Jones is checked in for Monty Eunice. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Now a timeout called by Houston.
And obviously, Chris Paul's one of the most highly recognized players in the game. High school All-American, college All-American, NBA Rookie of the Year. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Now here is Howard. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Lakers.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Here's Navarro, covered by Brewer. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And that's now 9 points for Jay. Highly decorated Chris Paul, multiple NBA All-Team selections, all defensive team selections. No MVP yet. It's probably right around the corner, though, for him.
Yeah, you know what? He's only worried about one thing, though, and that's hoisting that Larry O'Brien championship trophy at some point in his career. Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Pass to Griffin. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
Extremely positive. I mean, this is a very nice lead to have early in the ball game.
Now here's Beverly. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Navarro. And the layup's good off the glass. Clutch has got 9.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area. A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack. His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Thornton, no good. Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has that complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. In this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53% his first 3 seasons. So defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Here's Beverly. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
Clippers foul.
The Rockets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
First personal foul.
Free throw drops for Thornton.
Houston. Marcus Thornton. 2 shots.
And Thornton drops 2. Clippers leading by 23. Here's Navarro. He just worked San Antonio in that last game. Out to the wing, deflects the pass, and is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession.
You can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
With 1 on the clock, we're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Clippers ahead, running away with this one. And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale. Spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition. That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness and what happens when you're no longer in the thick of it, especially, Clark, when you're as physical a player as McHale was.
Yeah, you know, I certainly understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm living it in many ways, but for me, it's about the love of the game and sharing that with so many other people who love the same things I do, whether they ever played or not. There's some common ground even outside of the competitive court.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineup.